And then you're already down. I'll get down on the roller too. And then sink the feet directly in front of your knees, so probably about 4 to 6 inches apart. You want to feel weight in your sacrum and tail, weight into the space between the shoulder blades, and weight at the base of the skull at your sort of big occipital ribs, the lower part of the skull here. So the neck is long, front, back, and side, and the neck floats off of the roller in that lordotic curve, and so does the waistline. So you're in a neutral pelvis with the pubic bones parallel to the hip bone press. And then we'll extend the arms forward, like reach your fingers towards the end of the mat to pull the shoulders away from your ears. And then from that point, rotate the palms up. And then we can float the hands up parallel to your hip bones and take the arms out to the side so they come into perpendicular position to the body, like airplane arms, and then lower the back of the hands to the ground. And that might already be a bit of a stretch across your chest, particularly if you've been moving a lot of boxes for your rehab. But let's tip the body to the right, sinking down through the shoulder blade and the hip, and then put weight into the left side. So we're just rocking from side to side, letting the body take on the curved shape of the roller, like your torso is the saddle and the roller is the horse. And you're just going to let the saddle slide almost off on one side. Pull yourself back through center and then tip to the other side. If you want, you could turn your head away from the lowering hip and shoulder. Just start to give a little bit of stretch into the neck muscles here. And that'll be intensified by the way that the shoulder blade is dropping down in the opposite direction from your gaze. To really give you a nice little pull and tug across the shoulder, across the chest. Then we can come back to center, up, and cupping the palms. We're lifting the arms up, slight bend in the wrist, in the elbow. Hug the arms over your chest, embrace the air in, and then exhale, pull the arms open slowly. Almost like the air provides a little resistance, as if you're swimming through water here. And we'll bring the arms up again. Now the blades are still heavy. As you bring the arms apart, we feel the shoulder blades out in to embrace the roller with you. And then as we lift the arms and curve them up towards each other, a big hug here in the air. The blades move sideways. We try to prevent them from lifting too high, keep them heavy around the roller. And then you release the arms down. Nice and smooth, nice and slow. And one more like this. So drag the arms up against gravity. They come up, they're floating here, weight in the shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, pull the arms apart slowly. And pull the blades knit around the roller, hug it here. And then as the arms go down, you're going to feel the blades narrow in more and more and more to hug the roller beneath you. Now we lift the arms, we start with a curve, and then we point the fingers to straighten the arms up. Palms face in. And exhale, release the blades down, the blades widen. Now you stand into your feet, feel the inner outer edges, and then stretch the arms up to the sky. Really reach, really stretch, lengthen up through every single fingertip. And exhale, the collarbones broaden, the shoulder blades will sink. Come down slowly, so you're not like throwing them down, pushing them down in a hard, intense smack. But you want to lift the arms here, glide them up, and then reverse the direction and glide them down. See, as the arms go up, the back broadens, the chest narrows. And then as you move, reverse it and let the blades sink towards the ground, and you feel the collarbones widen. The back's going to narrow as the blades hug the roller. Just a couple more. Inhale, we float the hands up. And then exhale, feel the weight in the shoulder blades being pulled by gravity. The blades sink slowly towards the ground. As just going into rest on the earth. And let's do this again, shrugging up. And exhale, release it down. And if balance is an issue for you, you could just take a ball between your thighs and squeeze it in. That usually helps because you're pressing weight into the inside edges of your feet. If you don't use the ball or are not used to this, the knees tend to fall outwards, and that tends to destabilize the body on the roller. So we'll lift one more time. Try to touch the sky with your fingertips. Feel that shrug in your shoulders, and exhale, release that. When the blades are down, the collarbones broad, turn the palms forward, and exhale to lengthen the arms long at your side and reach your fingertips to the end of your mat. And here we'll take both arms up in unison And exhale, let the blades slide towards your waist as the arms go back towards your ears. We're trying to keep the arms in a perfect mirror image of each other. So now we lift the arms slowly. Feel that massages the inside edge of your blades, and then exhale, glide the arms forward and down. It's a slow descent to the floor. And we reverse the direction. Inhale all the way up to 90 degrees. Keep moving through it. Exhale, take it back. If your chest is a bit tight, the arms a little wider, we'll release that. And you can take the arms as far back as you can go without overarching the spine. You just maintain the arch you already have. Now lift the arms again. And exhale, and bring the arms forward and down. Couple more here. Deep inhale, breathe in fully, completely, and then exhale, pull the belly down as the air leaves your lungs. You stretch long through your fingertips to the wall behind you, and then we bring the arms forward. And exhale, moving at the slow tempo. Feel that you're resisting gravity in both directions. Once more, gliding up to the sky, and exhale, reaching back so the arms are more parallel to the ground. This will open up your chest or stretch your lats at the same time. Bring the arms forward, and exhale all the way lengthen, forward and down. At this point, we'll bend the elbows and take your hands to your shoulders. And we circle the elbows in and then up. Exhale, out, around, and down. And really sort of shrug your shoulders, mobilize the blades underneath you and on top of the roller. So you get more release in the neck, more release in the waist, more release in the shoulders. And again, just go as large as your shoulders will comfortably maintain this. Hey, welcome to class. And circle here, moving the blades underneath you, holding the roller stable. We'll do one more. Every circle here, it's a short inhale and a longer exhalation. And then center where we were and reverse. Take it down, wide and low, lift them up, narrow and in. Of course, you never do this if you feel any kind of pain or resistance in the shoulder. You would start really small and gradually the circle's larger as the body adapts to it. Just a couple more breaths here. We want to take a full inhale, but keep it a little short, and then a longer, slower exhale to pull the belly deep and almost knit it in towards the roller. One more circle and one breath. And then extend the arms forward, stretch out for your fingertips to the wall in front of you, and reestablish the feet. Heels down, balls of the feet down, inner and outer alignment of the feet engaged. So we lift the arms all the way up and back by your ears. And then shoot the arms out to the side, reach long for your fingertips, open the palms, and bring the arms forward, parallel to your body and the roller, and then exhale, rotate palms down. We go up and back on the inhale. Remember, no additional arch in the spine. Engage your abs to be sure that the spinal curve stays the same as the arms go behind you. Exhale forward and around, and then turn the palms down. We reach up and back again, like a big good morning stretch. And then spread the palms open. Open up like the webbing of your hands here. Bring the hands long at your side. Turn the palms down. And we'll do that one more time in this direction. Imagine your arms falling back into air cushions like little pillows. And then circle forward, cut through the air with the edges of your arm like knives. Palms down and then reverse, palms up. We circle out wide. Now as the hands go past the height of your shoulders, lift them a little bit off the ground. Hold the ribs in position, they're rounded as well. The waist is off the roller continuously as you have the neutral curves of your spine supported in certain places by the roller. Reach back and exhale, push the air out of your body. And circle out again, opening the chest. Feel that stretch into the armpit, the front of the armpits, your pec, the back of the armpits, your lat. Palms up and circle back again. One last time. Reach behind you, exhale, and feel the weight of your arm as you lift it. So go a little slower than you would want to, so that you're working against gravity. So next, we lift the arms straight up to the ceiling. Bend the elbows wide to bring the thumbs together, the index fingers together, maybe the middle fingers together. And lightly press in with the hands, with the fingertips, to feel the inner arm engagement. Now we let the arms sweep back to frame your face on the inhale. And then exhale. Sweep the arm forward, it goes past 90 degrees and floats over the abdominal wall well. So taking it up and back. See how the blades get heavy and then they start to slide towards your waist as the arms go back. And then as you lift the arms again, the blades are coming back where they belonged initially, and they're just heavy, reaching to the ground. Bring the arms forward and just flip the hands right off the low pelvis. Take it up and back again, reach. And exhale forward here, hand to hand, get that inner line of the arm connected. We'll go for one last one. So the collarbones are literally rotating backwards in space to take the arms back, and then they rotate around their own axis forward to bring the arms forward. And then we'll take the arms to your side. Now here we'll just do a little bit of knee fold, so lift your heels, you're on the balls of your feet. If you want more stability, you have your elbows down, the palms spread, the fingers into the ground as well as the palms. And then you'll pick up the right knee, foot's relaxed, just bring the leg knee to the ceiling and put extra weight in that right glute. And then we slowly pay that out. Lower it down to the toes and the ball of the foot only, so you're in a high heel position. And then as you push into your right foot, push down into your left arm and pick up the left knee. So you feel that diagonal working from the rib cage to the opposite hip to help you stabilize the body when the left leg is in the air. And then you really connect into the left foot, pick up the right knee. Lift with intention, bring the knee vertical, exhale, lower it down with control. At the end of the breath, you can find the ball of the foot connected to the floor, push into it. And again, you're pressing left arm, right foot, so that frees the left leg to lift up. And then exhale, lower it slowly. So touch down really softly. And now we'll switch this up again a bit. Pull the right knee up, there. And then we're switching the legs. One knee goes down, one knee comes up. We're going to pass in mid-stride and just tiptoes to the mat surface. If it's too easy with the elbows grounded, extend the arms forward so the palm and the fingers are on the mat. If it still feels like not challenging enough, you can go up onto your fingertips like little spider hands here. Now, when you move slowly like this, you can feel that instability that happens. We always have a little postural sway, whether we're standing, whether we're sitting, whether we're laying down. And of course, it gets amplified by the roller wanting to roll. It's its nature, right? So we just slowly switch the legs, they pass midstream. And then we'll bring the left leg down, lower the heel, bring the right foot down, lower the heel. And let's slide off of the roller here now. And we'll take this across under the hips. So it comes right underneath you at your sacrum, so the widest part of the hips. So once you roll down, you rest your head on the mat, push through your feet, lift the hips up using your glutes, and then roll the roller underneath you across the width of the sacrum. And now at this point, the arms are draped over the roller, kind of elbows wide. Pull the roller slightly towards you. So we inhale to pick up the right knee, exhale to pick up the left, edges of the feet, edges of the knees together. And now let's pick up your left hip bone to tip the knees over to the right and look to your left. Go as far as you can while keeping the left shoulder blade grounded. Exhale, push down into your arms into the roller. Now pick up your right hip bone to take the knees to the top and then down to the left, and you turn your head with the leg. With the stretch you're looking for, diagonal to the abs and your back. And then again, I press into the arms. I'm going to pull the left hip bone up and try to draw an arc, like a little mini rainbow here across the hip bones. With the movement of your obliques moving the pelvic girdle, tip the legs for you. And then we press into the arms, lift the knees up. We're again moving the right hip bone to bring the legs across the ceiling and down towards the floor on the left side. And notice that how it feels here as you're massaging out the glutes, we're looking for places that might have a little bit of tension held there. We often hold tension in our glutes without realizing it, but then you find it in something like this. Push down and bring the knees back to center. Now, we're going all the way over to the left again, look away. And press the right shoulder blade into the mat surface. So you get a little more opening here through the collarbone, through the chest. Exhale, push down, come back to center. Let's let the knees fall to the right. And then we're circling the knees here. You just massage out the area of the glute that maybe you felt had a little bit of tension held. So you draw circles here like you're stirring soup with a spoon. And then we're going to reverse it. And if you find a spot that really needs help, you can do micro movements right there. Just maybe go slightly back and forth or up and down. If that's too painful, you go around the edges of it. Hit the neighborhood first and then come in towards the center. Anyway, you're going to come back to center and now tip over to the other side. So again, you're pushing the opposite shoulder down. You might look away from your knees and then start some circles here. Stir the knees in the air. Taking tension out of the glute and the piriformis muscle underneath it. Well, that's valuable because if that gets too tight on the sciatic nerve, you can end up with that shooting with kind of nerve, sharp pain up and down the lateral leg. If you go hip all the way down to the pinky toe and back up again, or it might just be pieces along that highway that are inflamed that you'll feel. Anyway, reverse the circles. Massage out that glute. And if you know that it's a certain area that you need to focus on, make the circle smaller and just focus on that particular little bit of territory. We're coming back to center and lifting legs up to the ceiling. Self point with the feet. And let's bring the right leg back towards your chest and left leg forward and out towards the floor. Stretch as far as you can and notice where you feel the stretch across your hip and then the hamstring on the other leg. And then we switch the legs smooth and slow. Each one tracks directly in front, aligned with the hip joint, and then we switch again. Soft point through the feet. And what you think the end of the movement is, try to reach a little bit longer, a little bit lower with the leg that's reaching out towards the end of your mat. See if you get a slightly bit more of a hip extension there. And we switch again. We'll do one more set. Inhale for one movement, exhale for the next. And then inhale, bring both legs up to the ceiling. And rotate legs externally, heels together, toes apart. Now leave the left leg in the air, take the right leg out and down sideways. Press into your right arm and try to push the left hip into the roller so you don't shift your body off the roller. Exhale, pull the right leg up super slow. And you touch, drag it up the hill. At the top, the heels touch, and then we leave the right leg vertical and the left leg moves slowly. Put the brakes on as you go down this hill. Feel that inner thigh stretch, maybe in both legs, and then exhale, lengthen, and then pull the left leg up. Take your time. You want to feel the weight of the leg, feel the work in your inner thigh muscles. Come to the top, and we do it again. So left leg vertical, right leg slides down the hill, reach out, and then goes a little further down. Now still try to push into your arm and get that left glute grounded. Lengthen, exhale, and then drag it on up. Feel like the leg weighs several hundred pounds. Bring it up, leave the right leg vertical. Now it's the left leg's time to slowly open. Reach out long, stretch the legs a little bit more through the metatarsal, and then let's pull it on up. When you close, when the legs are together, feet together, let's bend the knees into your chest. And exhale, lower the left foot down. Okay, let your foot be grounded, settle at the heel, the ball, big toe, the ball, the pinky toe, and then extend your right leg up to the sky. Soft point. We're going to push that leg forward and lengthen all the way out and down until the heel touches the ground. Now you might need to bend the knee for that. That's fine, but just feel the stretch across the hip on the right side. lengthen, then exhale, push down into your arms, pull the belly deep, and lift the leg, ride the exhalation up the hill. And we're doing that again. So go out, go long, really reach as far away as you can with a soft point. You don't want to grip too hard through the toes and cause cramps in the calf or the foot. Go a little bit longer, and then exhale, pull it up as you push down with your arms. Use your core to help support the weight of the leg moving in space. And we'll do this one more time. Sweep the leg across the sky, down the wall, and then when you lower and you connect the heel. Just gonna stay there for a breath, inhale. And open the mouth, exhale, take your time. Now lengthen again on the inhale, and exhale, pull that leg all the way up to the ceiling. We're switching the legs, so now the right knee bends, the left leg extends. Anchor the right foot, and lift that leg. See if you can picture the femur dropping deep into the hip joint, and then pull the leg back just a little further. Maximum stretch. And now we'll take that leg and bring it all the way out and down to the left. The right side gets heavier. You're going to push into both hands. And exhale, draw the leg up, take your time. We'd like the same amount of time to go down as up. And do this again. See how much work it takes to keep the opposite hip down. When you get the whole weight of the leg out to the side, then lift that left leg up towards the ceiling. And let's do that again. Inner thigh stretch and exhale, pull it up. Okay, and then you can bend that knee, replace the foot, lift your hips here. So do a little bridge, use your glutes, and then take the lower aside, and then release the body down. All right, so from here, extend those legs. Lengthen the arms forward and just notice, see how it feels different in your body. Maybe longer legs, maybe more open hips, more ease in the back. Now that we open the hips, the back isn't arched as much as it sometimes is. And now let's bring the arms up to the ceiling and then back towards your ears to do your roll up. So if you need to put fair band around your feet and hold on with the band, you can come up and do that. But otherwise, you're lifting the arms, weight in the shoulder blades. So to lift the head, neck, and shoulders, pull the back of the head up in an arm and dive forward. Flex the feet to get more stretch in the back line of your body and pull your waist back as you bring the arms forward and the ears between the arms. You'd also bring your hands to your leg for a little bit of connection here. And it could be to your toes, to the calves, to the thighs, wherever you go. It's all good. You're just stretching your body out. Don't worry what anyone else looks like. And then we're going to stack the spine, maybe slide the hands along your legs to come upright, or you can have the arms lifted. Now, the arms higher is going to be more load. You're going to have more work to control it down. Lower arms is easier. So choose your arm position as you go. You can change it, right? So you can start with the arms high, and then maybe as you go down, you need to reach long through the fingertips, lowering the arms. So you slow down the progression of the spine into the mat. The abdominal wall releases you vertebra by vertebra. And then let's bring the arms up unless you're using the band. And you would just pull the elbows sideways as you lift to come up. So we lift the arms and feel the collarbones broad and the shoulder blades sit. Lift the head, neck, and chest. Big exhale. Pull up with the head. Bounce over your legs. Suction the waist back into the curve of your spine. And dive forward, ears between arms. Toes curl back. Heels reach forward. And just breathe into it. Maybe change the position slightly, like rocking back, or bring the belly a little deeper. See where you get the stretch you're looking for in that low back. And then we have the option of rolling back so the tail moves forward, across the floor, and then imagine going up the wall like a paintbrush. And we're suspended from our fingertips from the ceiling, come down vertebra by vertebra, all the way down. Doing it slowly really builds the strength because you have the eccentric work in the abdominal line. And we're bringing the arms up one more time. Lift your head, look down your nose at your arms. Big exhale, pull it up and come up like you're going around a beach ball. Dive forward, let the ball push back into your waist as you wrap your body forward around it. And then we'll lower the hands and stack the spine bottom to top. Yay, felt good, right? All right, so now we're using the TheraBand for your right foot. Just around the ball of the foot. And you can check up on the band and pay it out as needed. So first sit perched on your sits bone. And we're going to pull the right leg in. Start to roll yourself back and push out through both feet, one on the ground, one in the air. That helps you delay your descent to the floor. And then as you lower the shoulders, neck and head, you lift the leg up towards the ceiling. So if the leg can be straight and it's vertical, that's great. If it isn't, that's great too. You would just bend the knee and try to have the foot directly over the pelvic floor, over the sits bone. So here we're just lifting the leg and we're going to have a soft point, reach the ball of the foot, the toes pull back like you're in a high heel shoe. And then lower the foot down, tap it out, reach as far forward as you can to the ground, and then exhale, bring it all the way up. It's nice. We're going to lift it, keeping length in both sides of the waistline. So as you lift the heel, reach forward and out with your right sits bone. Pull the leg in a little bit extra if that feels good for your hamstrings. And then we'll do that again. Push forward, lengthen all the way out and down. Tap the heel again. Stretch long to the middle of the foot. Exhale and bring it on up. Again, give it that extra little stretch by pulling the hands in towards your shoulders, elbows still grounded. And then release the leg to a more comfortable position. Internally rotate to bring it across the body. The hip is heavy. You go low. Externally rotate now to bring the right leg out to the right. Draw a beautiful oval in the air, and you bring the foot up to the sky. And we start the breath again. So you're drawing this big circle in the air. We're going to inhale for the first quarter of the circle, maybe first third, and then exhale the rest of the time, pressing through the arms, pressing through anything touching the mat to keep the body really stable. Trying to maintain the stability of the torso, pelvis to shoulder girdle on the mat, regardless of where the leg is in space. So you have to shift the ballast in the bones. So the right hip gets heavier as the leg moves to the left, and then the left hip gets heavier as you move the leg over to the right. Let's do one more circle here. Really reach forward and out into the band as your arms are steady pulling back. You're going to feel opposition with both a push and a pull in the arms and the legs. Now at the top, we're reversing. So actually rotate. You push into the elbows onto the mat, the forearms pulling back, and then you reach long and strong with the leg. Try to extend the circle further and further out into space with every repetition. So you reach and hopefully feel an inner thigh stretch without tipping the opposite hip off the floor. And then pull it across the body, and now you feel the lateral hip lengthening. Let's do one more here, open. So feel what's happening internally to keep the pelvis grounded. You're really turning on your core muscles to be sure that stays true. Now, we're taking both ends of the band, the leg is vertical, into the right hand. Anchor the elbow down, and extend the left arm out, and look at that hand. Now rotate the right leg to external rotation, and then slowly lower it down, keep pulling it towards your armpit on the right. And then we can do a gentle little rocking. Very small, knees could be bent as well here. That might help you feel more in the hamstring, less maybe in the inner thigh. And then on the exhale, we pause and then we pull the leg all the way up. So you're vertical and we switch hands on the band. So extend the right arm out now, back of the hand to the floor. So to bring the leg across the body, keeping the right glute down, and feel how that really stretches, like the active band area, the TFL, some of the glute medius. And then we continue lifting the hip, rotating the spine. We keep the collarbones parallel to the ceiling, and we're trying to get the hips more parallel to the walls. At this point, you can bend your elbow and pull that leg a little closer in towards your left shoulder. And then if you want some more stretch that you're not expecting, rotate the leg internally. So you feel that stretch travel in towards the sacrum and towards the spine. Breathe into this, whatever this is for you. You can stop anywhere along the line. And then we exhale to pull the right hip down, like roll across the low back, lift the leg up. And now we're bringing the hands up the band as close to the foot as possible. And then lift your head, look down your midline, bend the elbows, and try to pull your chest up, your head up. If you're trying to bring your halo higher than the knee. And then maybe pull the leg a little closer back towards you as it can. And then we can release the leg forward, we can lower the spine, and then gently rest the head on the back. Hug the knee into your body, put the hand aside, and pull that knee into your chest. At the same time, you reach out to the center of the left foot across the room in the opposite direction. And now we'll take that right knee with the right hand, left hand on left hip bone to keep it grounded, and pull the right knee up and in towards the right armpit. So think of the leg going along the outer edge of your rib cage. And then we'll pull the knee back to center, switch hands. Extend the right arm and spiral off with your hip if that feels good. And then we unwind, coming back with the hip to the ground. Plug the knee in one more time. If you had any knee issues, you want to hold it like on the back of the hamstring and not pressing into the shin. Don't want to like over compress the knee if it feels uncomfortable. All right, and let's release that right leg forward. Shake out the legs. And then let them relax and fall over. So at this point, just notice where your body is in space, where you're weighted, how long are your legs, how energized are the legs? Are they buzzing with energy? Are they just like flat affect? Right? And I know the other leg is anxious. Let's pull that one in and hug it into your first. You just do a few little stirs, circling the leg on the hip. And then reverse the circles. All right, now we're reaching for the band again. To place it along the ball of the foot. Lift the leg up to the ceiling. And we keep the leg high, bending the knee or straightening it as needed to get the best stretch in the hamstring, the belly of the hamstring, and a more gentle stretch behind the knee and at the sits bone. So we can reach the leg forward and out, reach the heel down, tap it, exhale, pull it on up. So 2 more like that. Lengthen the leg out as far as you can and then bring it up all the way. And one more time. Lift to bring it up. And now we circle the leg across the body, hold the hip grounded, take the foot down, pull the whole right side heavy into the mat surface as you pull the leg out to the side, around and up to the ceiling. Then that inhale, you're not only reaching forward with the foot, you're pulling back into the glute. Do everything you can to keep the pelvis steady on the mat here against this leg's length and weight, and even, flexibility or lack thereof. And one more circle in this direction. Reach a little further out into space every time. And then you come to the top. We pause, exhale, rotate, bring the leg out. The right hip is getting heavier, even while you're thinking about doing the exercise. So that way it's prepped and ready to sink when you actually do circle the leg. Reach it away, open the inner thigh, go low. Keep stretching through the center of each foot. Around the curve smoothly, and let's do one last one. Pivoting here from your elbows to keep straight wrists while you move the arms. All right, and now here we can take both ends of the band in your left hand, elbow grounds, and then just almost rotate your hips to the right and really actively push the right hip into the floor. Take the left leg out to the side. Maybe curl the knuckles towards your shoulders so you have a straight wrist. And then we rock the leg gently, very slowly, tiny little bounce. But wagging the femur head in the socket. Exhale to pull that leg up to the ceiling, switch hands at 90 degrees. And then we're going to look away. That left arm extends perpendicular to your torso. Look at it and then bring the leg across the body. Bend knee or straight, doesn't matter, but you are going to keep that hip down initially. And then if you want, you continue lifting the hip, stretching the leg long, and at the top of the movement, you rotate the leg internally, knee points down, chest point down. And this will stretch out your lateral hip, your glute, hamstring as well. And then we unroll the body from the right shoulder to the waist of the left hip. Lift the leg up, give it a little pull in. You're holding the band one hand to each side, maybe by the ankle. And then pull the hip up, look down your midline. Bend here through the upper thoracic spine. The ribs squeak together in the front. And they broaden and pull apart in the back. And try to lift up through the heel and up through the head and down through the belly on the exhale. One more breath. And then you rest your spine down. You pull the knee in. And we'll take the band out to the side. Hug the knee into your body. And reach long through the sits bone toward the wall in front of you. And then pull that knee to the outer armpit. Give it a stretch. And pull it across to the right armpit. Stretch it again. And then bring the all the way across. Take your hand on the left hip and push it away from the armpit there. Come back to center, hug the knee in, and then release it forward. Shake out your legs. All right, and now we roll up again. So lift the arms, stretch them back, bring the arms forward and up, lift your head, neck, and chest. Exhale, pull yourself up, suck the belly back. Bounce over your legs, really take a deep dive. And stack your spine coming upright. Okay, so here we're going to move forward into our shoulder bridges. So we'll have the knees bent. If you have like hamstrings that tend to cramp sometimes when you do this, you might want to take a ball and take it between, or a yoga block, take it between the inner thighs to squeeze in. And then we're going to roll back down. And again, you can go hands free, or you can take your hands to the thighs to bring yourself down gradually, gently, slowly. And then when the head is down, you maybe bring the feet in a little closer to your sits bones. So maybe like 8 to 10 inches away from the sits bone with the heel. So look straight up at the ceiling. You never, when you lift the hips and you're balanced on your shoulders, you never want to turn your head to the side. So just keep your gaze up and your neck long here. Now we're going to pull back a little bit with the heels, curl the tail up into pelvic tuck. So you're pressing the waist down into the mat. And then pull the tail forward, the knees glide forward as if they want to go over your toes. And you're lifting your hips, lifting the vertebra one by one. And at the top, when you push down through your feet, push up with your glutes, roll a little bit to the outside arm, right? And that's going to widen the collarbones and let you push the outer part of the shoulders into the mat. So that way you can lift the chest a little higher and then use a little bit more glute to pull the hips up a little higher. So you're in more of hip extension and thoracic extension. And then to come out of it, we're rolling to the inner arm. So the elbows spiral out slightly. you can feel the blades start to separate away from the spine, and then you're gently coming down one vertebra at a time. So let your body sink an inch at a time from the top to the tail. And you come gently down with control, and once you hit the sacrum, lower the tailbone, and then the waist lifts up off the mat. We're doing that again. So pull back a little bit with the heels. So you're pulling forward with the knees and press your waist down as the tail moves forward and up the wall in front of you. So you push down into your feet as you continue to slide the knees forward. The hips lift. You go into a plank first, and that might be fine. That might be all you want to do or feel like your body should do right now. A little more advanced would be rotating the upper arm externally and then pushing down through your feet and pushing up with your glutes to lift the hips higher. And then really when you roll to the outer edge of the shoulders, the blades pull together and you can lift the chest a little bit higher and then maybe push the hips a little higher too. So you feel that work in the back line, but also maybe feel the stretch in your quads. Come out of it slowly, rolling to the inner arm. And then let the shoulders come up slightly so you curve the spine down between the blades. Really feel it drape and stretch. You're putting it down vertebra by vertebra from the top to the tailbone. At the very end, when you lower the tail, you feel the hips rock and waist lift off the mat. Now we're going to go up again, and you can stop at any point in the bridge, whether it's just a plank from your shoulders to your knees, or you're in that thoracic extension with a higher hip extension also. And then we're going to do marching. So we can press into the mat, curl the tail forward, roll the hips up, so working one vertebra at a time off the ground and forward. Maybe let's just start with the plank here first. So it's a straight line from your shoulders to the hip bone press to the knees. The abs are not working very hard, but the glutes are working them crazy. Now, put weight into the right arm and the left foot and pick up the right knee, point the knee to the ceiling, and then lift the knee up. Using your glutes, using the back line of your body, and then extend the foot up to the ceiling and reach up through your toes and the ball of the foot. Right, so see how that got you a little more elevated on the right side? Hard to keep the pelvis level when one leg is in the air. And now we're bending the knee and lifting the knee up to try to keep the hip bone pressed in the same plane without dropping the right side. And now we lower the foot down. When the foot rolls from the big toe all the way to the heel, you push that right hip up if it's dropped. And then the hips are level, then we roll to the inner arm and we curve all the way down here, nice and slow, nice and sweet. So this takes some time, right? Because once you take one of the supports away, that part of the hip just wants to drop. So we want to remember that most of the muscles in our body do not go straight up and down or straight across the body. Most of them are diagonals. So you can use sort of the diagonal line of muscle crisscrossing here with your obliques in the front, your traps or lats, the psoas in the back and center to support the right side from the left side like it's cantilevered off a wall here. And that should help you at least figure out mentally how you can handle this. Then it's practice, right? So we're going to push into the feet, curl the tail up, and bring the knees forward until we're in that plank. All right, you may want to roll the shoulders slightly externally to get the blades to pull in. Now really push down into your left arm and your right foot. And that means that the left leg is more free. You can pick up the knee. It's not easy, but you've got more support diagonally from the left shoulder to the right hip to the knee. Now, extend the leg up, really reach the sole of the foot. Maybe think of rotating that left hip up and towards the right slightly. Then we bend the knee and we pull the knee to the ceiling. Really push down with your foot, your right foot into the ground. Lower the knee slowly. Don't let it collapse. Roll with control and then roll into the heel. Now lift your hips a little higher if they've dropped. And now we roll to the inner arm and curve the back down into the ground. All the way down until the tail sinks and the waist floats off the ground. So those are hard. This is the first step to getting the pelvis like supported in midair when it's only balanced on one foot and two arms. because we'll want that when we start adding the kicks. I think that's good for right now. We did that slow. We did a great job. So let's pull both of these in, hug them in, just in case you need it after that exercise. And we're going to roll forward and up. And let's go into a little bit of planking here too. So you can come on up to standing. And walk to the edge of the mat. So I think first we're just going to go into quadruped position, and it's called sometimes flying table or hound dog, right? So, but we'll start lifting the arms up. Turn the palms back, take a little upper back extension. So almost the beginning, well, it is the beginning of sun salutations. Palms are forward. We're passing over the air. Lift your belly up as if you're diving over a fence, and bring your hands down on the other side of the fence. Now, you can bend your knees to get the palms all the way into the ground, right? The fence disappears. You walk forward with your hands. We're just going to take a plank first. So pull the chest forward, retract through the heels of the tail, and reach forward with the halo. Your gaze is down slightly in front of maybe, 18 inches in front of your hands. And just pull your body into length. Push the mat behind you, like you're trying to push the mat towards your toes. And then pull the toes forward towards your heel of your hands. The more you push down, the more you get a feeling of a little bit of lift of the rib cage between the scapula. All right, now softly go to your knees. And bring your hips over your knees. Oh, will you be okay with that?
I think so.
Okay, you can fold up the mat so you have more cushioning underneath it. And also taking, well, when both these are down, you can take the ball between, that should help. But if it isn't right for you, go back into your regular plank. Okay. All right, so now here on hands and knees, again, you want wide collarbones, so think of the broadening, and that'll sink the shoulder blades down your back towards your tail. And again, the head goes forward, the tail goes back. And let's pull the heel of your hand towards your knees and the knees towards your hands. See how that firms up the whole center of your body. You're engaging your core right now. Now we're going to pull the right heel of the hand towards the left knee and vice versa. And slide your right foot back. Toes curled under. And still you feel this connection from the standing hand and the standing knee. Now, that means that you can lift the hand pretty easily, the free hand, right? We're going to keep the hand down for the moment and pick up your right leg with your glute. And then pull the halo forward, pull the shoulders down your back, reach long through the center of the foot across the room. And now reconnect the right hand to the left knee. Feel that strong diagonal pull between the two. And then you can extend your left arm forward. If that seems like a lot, you can just pick the hand up, elbow in, like a cat picking its paw out of water. But if you want to reach, really reach. The halo goes forward, the foot goes back, the fingers reach forward. And push down into anything connecting to the mat still. You feel like of lift and support here from your back line. Soft gaze on a focal point in front of you, slightly in front of you. The neck should be long, front, back, and side. And then let's bring the knee and the hand back. Shift your weight a little bit, bend your elbows one after the other, swing your tail side to side. Your body needs to relax out of all of that effort, that organizational tension that supported you, supported your structure with less support. Okay, how'd that feel? Did you feel strong? And did it help you find your balance? Is the question, right? Okay, so here we go, other side. So again, push the knees forward, pull the heel of the hips back. See how that firms up the body. So you're not rounding, you're just keeping the plank torso, halo to tail. Now, here, we're gonna slide the left foot back and do the connection between your left hand and your right knee. Think of a diagonal line here that runs across the mat, and try to pull the knee and the hand towards each other along that. Okay, you can lift that back leg. And now that you're really strong into that left hand, you should be able to pick up your right hand. And then choose if you're stretching forward. Now you want to lengthen halo to tail, fingers to heel. Push down into your arms and your knee. So you get a feeling of lift through the abdominal wall. So no sagging bellies. Implies we want to try to imagine a real plank, like someone put a plank on your head, on your shoulders, on your glutes, on your heel. And just breathe into this. Feel the whole body expanding from the strong center as you inhale, and knitting back into that strong center as you exhale. Just one more slow breath. Full breath in. Exhale, the navel pulls up into the spine without changing the spine. And then we can bring the hand down, we can bring the knee down. And here, let's wag your tail a little bit side to side. You could bend your elbow on the side that you're wagging your tail to, and try to look for your imaginary tail. If you were a dog with a long fluffy tail, you're looking around your shoulder, looking for the tail here. Okay, and then if your knees allow it, sit back on your heels and shake out your hands and wrists. Yeah, you can take them up, you can take them down, you can take them anywhere. Shaking muscles relaxes them, and doing something kind of silly makes you laugh and relax the whole body anyway. All right, so let's do a standing roll down here to end. So this exercise applies is called wall. You can come up and very good whole body here. Right. So feet could be apart and width. And we're going to lift the arms up, like we just did when we started entering into the first plank. Bring the arms up, take the upper back extension. And then bring your gaze forward, and we're diving forward, ears between arms. All the way down here. And let the arms hang, just sort of dangle the hands somewhere above your ankles, below your knees. Bounce your shoulders a couple of times, and then let them relax down and feel that stretch into your back. Small circles with the hands. About the size of an orange, big circle. Easily here with pendulum suspended by a thread from your shoulders. You can also here bend your knees a little bit to take some of the tension out of the hamstrings and the low back. And as you hang here, as you do the arc circles, you'll notice your body gets naturally closer and closer to the ground. That's your connective tissue as well as the muscles lengthening. Your head hangs straight to the floor with your resting on your own halo, and your eyes go between your knees or somewhere between your legs. Right? And then here we're going to circle the arms in the opposite direction. Just a nice easy pendulum swing. Once it starts, it never stops. No efforts involved. And the weight of your head is stretching your neck. Now let the arms be quiet. Bend your knees. Feel your feet get wider, deeper into the floor, and then you can press the floor down. Roll the tail under, and start to stack your spine on top of the tailbone. As you come up, the arms fall in towards your body. They just stay directly under the shoulders. You're looking down, and then bring your gaze across the room to the horizon. Here, we're taking the arms up for a couple of circles. Inhale to lift, and exhale, circle out around and down. Arms move forward, palms to the floor. And exhale, think of your head growing taller up through center as the arms descend like a champagne cork coming out of the bottom. Let's lift again. And exhale, push the air down to go longer. Let's reverse it. Palms forward, circle out. Hands a little in front of your torso. As you look straight ahead, you can always see the hands out of your peripheral gaze. Equal weight on your feet, feel grounded. Bring the arms up, so hallelujah moment. And exhale, push them down. Yes, really feel the air as you move through it. And one more time, cut through the air with your arms. Reach the arms down, go up through your central axis. The halo is floating above you. Try to lift your head into it. And then shake out your body. And we're done for today. Thank you, guys. Great job. All right. Questions for me? Just ask. Everyone remember to check out if you haven't checked in, the count, attendance, particularly during the summer.